Hey guys, it's Shy, Ika, and welcome to my channel. Hi guys, my name is Shaika Plaisir, and if this is your first time watching, please don't forget to like and subscribe. So for today's video, we're going to be speaking about when should you go to the vocal doctor or ENT. Je dis à n'a parlé de qui l'heure faut aller dans docteur pour corde vocale. Okay? So a lot of people don't know that, you know, just like you get regular checkups for your body, if you are a vocalist, you're supposed to get checkups for your vocal cords too. En pile moun pa konnen ke même gens que ou al nan docteur pour checker corps, pour checker si tout bagay performer normalement, bien normal, faut faire même bagay la pour corde vocale. Faut aller nan docteur pour prendre check-up. So it's very important to get checkups. Yes, this should be something that you do, not like as often as it would be for, you know, a checkup where you go to the doctor. Some people go every 3 months or whatnot, but it should be roughly almost around the same thing. So if you guys see me looking down, I'm looking at my iPad so I can make sure that I reach every point for you guys, because I want you guys to get the most out of this video. So when should you go to the voice doctor or ENT? That's what they're called, ears, nose, and throat doctor. The best way for singer to stay away from needing to go to a doctor actually is to see a vocal coach on a regular basis. Now, why is that? Most of the times, the reasons why we end up being at the ENT or vocal doctor is simply because there's no coach. There's no coach in our lives teaching us about how to sing the right way, how to sing the proper way, how to sing with techniques. A lot of times we're born with the gift and we just think that's that, but you got to know how to cultivate the gift, how to master the gift, the technicalities that are behind the gift. Gen pil moun ki fait avec don ou bien talent pour yo chanter, mais yo pense que là yo fait avec lui, c'est ça seulement pour yo faire chanter. Mais faut qu'on gagne un coach, faut qu'on gagne un moun k'ap aider yo pour capable chanter bien, pour capable chanter professionnellement. There's a technique. Que technique derrière chanter. C'est pas seulement ou juste lever un chou et puis on dit Wwa'w. No, it's not. There's techniques behind singing. There are techniques behind singing. So to reiterate why or when you should go see a doctor, or when should you realize that, you know, you need to go to the ENT, I'm going to tell you guys what I saw and what I realized in my voice that made me think, okay, I need to go to the ENT. I need to go to the voice doctor. Mwen pral di nou ki sa mte wè, ki symptôme mte wè no vokal mwen, ki fè mwen ke fòm al nan doktor. Okay? So number one, the first way that I knew that it was time for me to go to the ENT was by this first sign. I was almost always hoarse after leading. Presque chaque fois que me fin dirige, voix m'était away. Oh my gosh. It was so bad. It was so bad. I knew something was wrong because almost every time after I would lead, I was like, my voice would be gone. Like it would be there, but it's super raspy and I have to put extra energy, extra force, extra strength into my vocal cords. And it shouldn't be like that. It should not be like that. Listen to your voice. Tenez Vwa'w. Si wè ke Vwa'w a pede awe, ça c'est un signe que gen bagay ki pa normal. Gen bagay ki pa bien nan corde vocale, il faut al checker. The moment that you see that you're almost always hoarse and your sound changed and it sounds like as if it's super raspy, that's the moment that you should wake up and be like, no, I need to go to the doctor. That's not something to play with. Your vocal cords is not something to play with, okay? Especially if you're somebody who takes it seriously. That is your gift. That's your baby. Your vocal cords are your baby. It's not like musicians. When musicians are playing, they play on an instrument and they could plug in that instrument whenever they can. Musicien capable plugger instrument pa yo, quel que soit jan yo vle. Mais pour nous-mêmes, for us who are singers, our vocal cords are our instrument. That's your instrument. That's your God-given instrument that God has given you to bless others. So with that instrument, you got to make sure that you protect that instrument. When musicians have their instrument, they make sure that they pack it up in a case, they plug it in, they plug it out. That's the same thing with your vocal cords. Know when to plug it out, know when to pull the plug, because hoarseness is not a good sign. That should not be happening at all. When you're always singing on vocal cords that are hoarse, that's vocal abuse. That is vocal abuse. You are doing more damage to your vocal cords than you can ever do by singing on a hoarse vocal cords. Li pa bon pou ap chante sou corde vocale ki awe. Si ou ap pede awe, et puis ou al chante, apre ouwe ki ou deja awe, ou ap abuse. Ou ap abuse corde vocale et ou ap on lè ki ou pa ka chante ankon. Et puis ou pa vle sa. Pa vle sa. You do not want that to happen to you. You do not want for you to keep singing and then for you to see that your vocal cords are just hoarse and hoarse and hoarse, and then you abuse it to the point where there's some people who don't even get it back. So make sure that you pay attention to that sign. If you see hoarseness is not a good sign at all. It doesn't matter. Hoarseness is not a good sign. If you are hoarse, do not sing on hoarse vocal cords at all. The moment that you realize you're hoarse, and if it's happening too often, then that's when you should go to an ENT. And another thing that I want to point out is don't sing on hoarse vocal cords, and anybody who tells you to go back up and sing on hoarse vocal cords is not looking out for your benefit. So be very mindful of that. Whether it be under a label, whether it be, the people in your circle, make sure that you are very mindful of that, because that's your baby, okay? Another sign that I saw that made me realize that I needed to go to the ENT was when I was hitting lower notes than usual. Deuxième signe que moi, que corde vocale moi pas bon, ou bien moi t'es malade, c'est que là moi que ma pede chanter dans clé qui pi bas que clé que normalement chanter. So I realized that I was like, why am I singing in A flat so much? Or sometimes I'll be in G, and I'm just like, whoa, what am I doing in A flat and G when I'm the type of person that sings more so in B flat and B and sometimes C? So from there I was like, yeah, something's not right. Something's not right. If you see that you're hitting lower notes than usual and you can't hit the notes that you normally sing in, like for example, if you know that you're someone who's a soprano, most sopranos tend to sing in C sharp and higher, and sometimes D or whatnot. If you see that for some reason you're just in lower keys, that should be a sign for you too. That should be a sign for you, because there's no way that you go down almost a whole step, or sometimes some people go down 2 steps. That's not okay. That is not okay. I'm telling you that right now. If you see that you're not singing in your normal keys, and the normal keys that you're singing in you're struggling with, and you realize that you just can't really hit it the same way, that's another sign. That's another sign that you need to go to the ENT and get it checked out. Okay? Si ou est que ou a pede chanter dans clé qui pi bas que clé que normalement chanter là-dedans, et puis ou après que ou a fait plus effort pour que ça yo el pas confortable pour encore, ça c'est yon signe que besoin aller dans docteur. Okay? So, number 1, I spoke about how the first sign is almost always being hoarse. Second sign is hitting lower notes than usual. The third sign, for some reason, it's a fight to get a sound out. Yes. If you see that you're fighting, first off, you should not be fighting, because singing should be something that just flows out of you. It should not be a fight where you're like, no, you should not be fighting to get a sound out. Especially if you're using your diaphragm the right way, you should not be fighting to get a sound out at all. At all. It should be something that flows out of you. Yes, it requires a push from your diaphragm, but it should not be where you're fighting up here, especially to get a sound out. No. Troisième signe, c'est que si vous voyez que vous avez des gourmets pour capable faire un son sorti, gon problème. Il y a un problème dans le vocal là. Chanter ta doué un bagage qui sorti normalement. Sans trop effort. Si vous avez fait trop effort, c'est tant que vous bataille avec musique là. It's like you're fighting with the song. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. You have to get it checked out. I knew something was wrong because I was like, whoa, why do I feel like I'm fighting? Why do I feel like I'm, I feel like I'm fighting with my vocal cords to get a sound out. Even when I would be working, it was so bad to the point where when I was talking at work and I would be calling customers every now and then, I would be calling business customers every now and then, I would see that my voice is so hoarse and I can't even really leave a voicemail message without putting so much effort, and even sometimes the effort wasn't even enough. I knew something was wrong. If you see that you can't even really talk, something's wrong. You have to get it checked out, guys. Don't be scared to go to the doctor. I know that in the Haitian culture, we're so scared to go to the doctor. We're just like, Jesus is my medicine. Homemade medicine, nous pas l'huile masqueti, nous pas jamais aller dans docteur. Mais bon Dieu place docteur ça yo là pour yo capable aider ou pour yo capable checker ça qu'a fait no call. God places those doctors for a reason, so that they can see and inspect what is going on in our bodies. So don't be that Christian and don't be that Haitian. Don't be that Christian or Haitian that's so scared to go to the doctor or to basically practice practical principles when it comes to taking care of yourself and your body and your vocal cords. No, there's nothing wrong with that. It's the same thing with Jonah and the whale. He was like, God, I need a sign, I need a sign. And God sent all these different people, but he refused to get help from those people because he believed that it was God himself in person that needs to come down. Guys, come on. We need to be realistic Christians, okay? Take care of your vocal cords. Go to the doctor. It's not gonna kill you, okay? Check it out. First off, we spoke about how you could almost always be hoarse after singing. That's the first sign. Second sign, you see that you're hitting lower notes than usual. Third sign, you see that it's a fight to get a sound out. Fourth and final sign, you realize that your sound changed. Où que son changé. You hear that your sound changed. Your sound could have been very clear and your tone is beautiful and clear, and then out of nowhere you see that your tone is rasp, just straight rasp. Not all rasp is good rasp. Let's put that out there. Not all rasp is good rasp. I know sometimes our people hear you or people hear us and they're like, oh my gosh, your voice is so raspy. That's not always a compliment. A lot of people fail to realize that, but that is not always a compliment. If your sound has changed and there's so much rasp, there's something that's going on in your vocal cords that you have to get checked out. Si ouais que son changé et ouais que voix pas vraiment clair, même j'en étais qu'on clair avant, ou bien ton changé, ou qu'on bagay qui change dans corde vocale là. Et là ouais ça faut aller dans docteur pour ouais ça passe dans corde vocale là. Okay guys, so those are all my tips and signs of what you should look out for to know when it's the time to go to the vocal doctor. Okay, it's very important to go to the vocal doctor. I personally think you should go almost every 6 months, and if you're someone that's touring, you need to go before a tour. Ou al nan docteur presque chaque 6 mois pour corde vocale. Ou ka fè sûr que tout bagay a travail bien, j'en doit travailler dans corde vocale. Ça c'est bébé, ok? Faut prendre soin de ton bébé et bon Dieu a béni dans ça, ok? You guys are going to be just fine if you guys do that. Et si vous connaissez ou son bon qui toujours à chanter tout partout, faut faire sûr que vous faites ça parce que en pile fois vous fatigué, vous chanter joue ça, vous chanter joue ça, vous chanter joue ça, il fait un gros effet sur corde vocale, so faut faire ça. Okay guys, I just wanted to share those tips with you guys. I believe that every vocalist needs to know how to take care of their vocal cords, or worship leader needs to know how to take care of their vocal cords, okay guys? That is your baby, and just treat it as you would treat a baby. Prends soin de ton coujon, t'apprends soin un bébé. Fais sûr que tout bagage travaille bien. Ça c'est instrument que bon Dieu ba ou. That's the instrument that God has given you. So just make sure that everything is working well. I would love to see any other topics that you guys would like for me to speak about in the comments below. Si vous avez l'autre sujet que vous voulez parler de, vous pouvez mettre dans les commentaires en bas, okay? Love you. Peace.
M'adorer,